Here are 5 pro tips to help make 2026 one of your most organized years yet. I did a shorter video on this, but I kind of wanted to go into more detail, give you guys some more before and after photos, kind of show you what I'm talking about, a little bit more explanation. So let's get going. If you don't already know, I am Erica Bell. I'm a professional home organizer. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. It's free to you and it means the world to me. All right, let's go. Number one, it is a new year. We all know this, but don't try to do too much all at once, right? Don't have this like grandiose plan. Yes, I want you to make big goals for your house and have a grand plan for your house. But so many times we try to do too much all at once. We get burned out and then we don't do a dang thing, right? So I think this stat is like 10% of people are actually still going at their New Year's resolutions like come February. You don't want to be one of those people, right? We don't want to get burned out. We want to keep that motivation. So, again, you may have a grand plan for your house, but start small. So, what does this look like? Break it down, right? You can't just say, I want to lose 100 pounds and then like not know where to begin. It's the same thing with organizing, right? You can't say, I want my whole house to be organized. And because then what, right? So start small. You can do this in a few different ways, right? If you have that big goal, break it down into smaller bite-sized pieces. Maybe you break it down by room, so on and so forth. Maybe you just already have one specific room that you're really wanting to get organized. Again, the smaller, the better. So you could either give yourself, maybe you're going to give yourself a time limit to work on something, right? Time is of the essence. You are very busy. I get it. We are all very busy. So maybe you say, you know what? I'm spending an hour on this project today. I'm spending 30 minutes on that project today. And go through it like that, starting small. Sometimes people work really well, sometimes with timers and those sorts of things, right? The other thing you can do is just say, don't just say, I want to organize my bathroom, right? When I say start small, I mean like say you're going to organize underneath your sink. Then once you've done something, then move on to your linen closet. Then move on to actually, you get it, whatever rooms there are in your bathroom. But most of us don't have full days at a time to focus on projects, right? So we're having to like get it done when the kids are in bed or get it done on the weekends when you're not busy. So that's another plus to breaking it up into smaller pieces, is that you'll actually be able to finish something. And not only is that motivating, but it's just not frustrating. Like it's so frustrating when you try to finish a project and you have to stop like halfway through. So you'll be motivated because you'll actually be able to do something from start to finish. And that's a beautiful thing. You won't have things like laying all over the place. You get it. Same thing that goes like with your closet. So many people want an organized closet. Don't just say, I want my whole closet organized. Organize your shoes. Go through your purses. Go through your backpacks. You get it. So, and if you were like, I don't know where to start, here's a good idea, right? Start with what stressed you out the most about last year. Were you in your kitchen trying to prep for the holidays and getting so frustrated? Start in that area. Were you in your closet like, I know I have stuff to wear, but I can't find anything? Start in that area. Brings me to number 2. Before you could organize anything, you have to declutter. I cannot stress this enough. Do not try to organize things that you don't want, need, use, love. You can decide what word you want to fill in the blank with to help you go through that process. And I'm actually going to put out a whole video about decluttering, because sometimes I feel like it gets kind of skimmed over and a lot of people don't know how to do it. So stay tuned for that. But you've got to let go and get out the things that you don't need in your everyday life. Every home only has so much space, only has so much storage. Don't hold on to those things that are just taking up space that you need, right? most of us aren't like, gosh, I just have an abundance of space. Like, I just don't have that much stuff, right? Most people are like, I don't have enough storage. I don't have this, that, and the other. Sometimes it's just that you have too much stuff and we got to get rid of some of it, right? Especially, again, if it's not stuff that you're using that you really love, any of those things. I know it gets tricky when it's sentimental things. We'll go into more of that later, but you got to declutter before you can move on to actually organizing things. Another good thing to ask yourself when decluttering, did you use it last year? This is a start fresh, right? This is the beginning of a new year. Did you use this item last year? Another thing I've heard is if you didn't use it the last 90 days or you're not going to use it in the future 90 days, probably time to get rid of it. Again, I know it's different when we get to sentimental items. If you have specific questions about those things and how to navigate it, just let me know in the comments and I will do my best to support you and help you however I can. The other thing when we're going through stuff and deciding what stays and what goes, you need to organize and declutter, for your real life, not your ideal life, not your past life. Again, it's good to have goals and all of that, but if you are no longer going to an office 8 to 5, 9 to 5, maybe you don't need all those blazers, all those suits. Are you really not hosting dinner parties? Maybe we can sell some of that fine china or fancy servingware. Be realistic. I promise you will still have plenty of things in your home if you do a little decluttering and you get rid of stuff, okay? Number 3, don't let perfection get in the way of your progress. Keep going. Try not to get discouraged. I know sometimes it is a hard process. Hopefully, by doing things in smaller pieces, that will help. But do not go and Google what an organized home should look like. That is only going to hinder your personal progress, and it's fake. Those things are so fake, right? The images that sometimes we strive for that we see on social media or just Google images. First of all, if it is a real image, you don't know that person's life. Also, it is a photo shoot. That is looking at its absolute best. They have taken things down. They are not living in that space. You get it. Okay. So don't strive for this idea of perfection, whatever it looks like. Having a perfectly organized home means having your things where you know where they are and you're easily able to access them. That was a tongue twister for me. You know where your things are and you can access them easily. That is perfection when it comes to organization. Systems that work for you and for your family, that is perfection. Keep that in mind. Number 4, we've got to think about future clutter. Unless you are having a no buy year where you're not purchasing anything, which I would say very few of us are. If you are, that's incredible. Tell me about it in the comments. I want to hear all about that. But for most of us, we need to be realistic and know that we are going to bring future things into our house, okay? If you are starting with a home that has lots of things, then you're going to want to change this next rule. If you are starting at a kind of a decent place or a place where you don't have a ton of things, but you still want to be aware of the clutter you're bringing in, you either want to do a 1 in, 1 out, or maybe you want to do, if you bring 1 thing in, maybe you need to get rid of 4 things. You set the tone depending on the temperature of your house for what makes sense, right? But if we don't ever get rid of anything, then we're just going to pile things back up, and that's not going to help us. Also, before you even bring anything into your home, know where it's going to go. Also, again, we all have such limited spaces in our homes that once you get to a certain point and after you've kind of gotten your house where you're like, okay, I feel good about this, it's going to make you think differently about bringing stuff in. You are going to be hopefully more intentional about what you bring into your house because you're like, I've cleared this space. I've organized this and I like it how it is. I think it makes you think twice about what you buy, which is a beautiful thing. Number 5, not only are we getting our spaces organized, but we are getting our routines organized, right? We are getting new systems in place. This is a huge thing. So you want to reset your routines. Having systems so that you don't go from having a decluttered, organized home to right back to where you were. Identifying your problem areas in your house as you're going through these things will help figure out new systems that you need to make and new routines that you need to reset, right? So, again, if clutter is something that you constantly deal with, maybe you put a donation bag in every closet in your room, in your home, or every room in your house. And as you go through things, you just put it in the bag. When it fills up, you take it to be donated, or you do that one in, one out system. You start making new habits. And it's a beautiful time with the new year here to create new habits, which is lovely. Maybe you really struggle with paper. I know a lot of people do, a lot of my clients do. Maybe you do a weekly paper purge, right? Maybe you're still holding on to that paper, but at the end of the week, you go through it all, get rid of it, get rid of what you don't need, put aside what you do, if you need to file it, that sort of thing. Or maybe it's that you just feel like your house is constantly like chaotic. Maybe you've got small kids, they're running around like crazy. Maybe you're just super busy. You need a new tidying schedule, right? Maybe you do the 2-time tidy rule like I've talked about before. Check out the whole video here. Tidy twice a day. You tidy for a little bit in the morning, you tidy for a little bit at night. It does not have to be this long drawn out process, especially after you get things organized. This is kind of later steps, right? You're tidying so that you don't lead to a bunch of craziness, right? Same with like cleaning. If you constantly kind of keep up with things like minimally, it won't be a disaster when you go to like fully clean your house, right? If you never wipe down your counters, then when you go to clean everything, it's just going to be crazy, right? So same with tidying, just little bits. It makes such a huge difference to have a clean countertop when you leave your home, when you walk back in from your work day and you see your countertops cleared off. You already know your evening's going to be better. It makes for a better evening routine. So getting in those habits, but at first identifying like what are the problem areas, what are the areas you struggle with, and then making things around it. And same with other kind of systems. Notice how your family naturally flows through your home. Where do they drop things? Where do they take their shoes off, take their backpacks off, their coats off? If you do not have something in place to help corral those things, then that's the system you start with, right? You come inside, you always throw your mail somewhere. Put something there that you're going to know to go back to, or that's just going to contain the chaos for that time until you get to it. But again, we don't want to try to necessarily change our natural way of doing things. We want to lean into that and just try to make sense of that and build systems that support us. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments. Oh, as a little bonus tip, enlist help. You can enlist help from me, from your friends, from your family. Again, please never hesitate to put one of your questions in the comments. If I need to further clarify something, if you have a specific thing you want to ask about, I am here to be a resource. Also, speaking of resources, if you are ready to specifically tackle your kitchen, I have a perfect guide for you. 7 days, start to finish, you will be done. Beautiful thing about it is you can then take those tips, those steps, and you can really work it into any area in your home, whether it's your bedroom, your closet, you get it specifically. So it's got a checklist. You can print it out. You can look at it digitally. It's great. And hopefully it'll help support you. Thank you so much for being here. I will talk to you guys next time.